Okay, students, today we're going to do the last section of Unit 3, and we're going to talk about arithmetic sequences. Okay, so during a thunderstorm, you can estimate your distance from a lightning strike by counting the number of seconds from the time you see the lightning until you hear the thunder. When you list the times and distance in order, each list forms a sequence. A sequence is a list of numbers that often forms a pattern. Okay, each number in a sequence is a term. All right, so you have your time and you have the distance when the lightning strikes. Okay, so we're going to try to look for a pattern here. So at 1 second, it goes up. 1 second each time. 1 second, 2, 3. Okay, so for distance, how do we get from 2/10 to 4/10? Well, we add 2/10. Check again. 4/10 to 6/10, add 2/10. So we need to make sure that the pattern is consistent all the way. Okay. In the distance sequence, each distance is 2/10 of a mile greater than the previous distance. Find the terms of the sequence differ by the same non-zero number, D. The sequence is an arithmetic sequence. So guys, all arithmetic sequence means is that you add a number, okay, for the pattern. So the distance in the table in the arithmetic sequence is 2/10. I think that should be from instead of form. All right, to find a term in the arithmetic sequence, add D to the previous term. D is just your pattern. All right, so let's look at these. Determine whether the sequence appears to be arithmetic. That just means that you're adding with the pattern. If so, find the common difference and the next three terms. So this is a term. So this is term 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've got to find the next three terms. But first we need to see the pattern, okay? So how do we get from 9 to 13? Well, add 4. How do we get from 13 to 17? Add 4. 17 to 21. Add 4. Okay? So our D is, it's arithmetic sequence, so you're adding 4. We need to list the next three terms. So 21 plus 4 is 25. So this was 21 plus 4. All right. And then 25 plus 4 is 29. And then 29 plus 4 is 33. So these are your next three terms. And here is your arithmetic sequence. Okay, on 2. How do we get from 10 to 8? Well, guys, you're not subtracting because it's arithmetic sequence. You're adding a -2. Okay? How do we get from 8 to 5? Well, you're adding a -3. How do we get from 5 to 1? You're adding a -4. So, do you see a pattern here? It's kind of a pattern, but it's not the same. So this is not an arithmetic sequence. Okay, on number 3, we have -1/4, -3/4, then -1/4. So we are adding, what are we adding here? 2/4. -3/4 plus 2/4 equals -1/4. Yeah, so we're adding 2/4, which is the same as adding 1/2. Okay, so what's -1/4 plus 2/4? Well, that's going to give me a +1/4. Uh-oh. Hold on a minute, guys. Okay, And then how do we get from 1/4 to 3/4? Well, 1/4 plus 2/4 gives me 3/4. Okay, so D is we're adding 1/2, or if we're going to stay with the same denominator, 2/4. Okay, so we need to list the next three terms. All right, so we have 3/4 plus 2/4, which gives me 5/4. Then we have 5/4 plus 2/4, which gives me 7/4. And then we have 7/4 plus 2/4, which gives me 9/4. So here are your next three terms, and here is your arithmetic sequence. Okay, to find the unknown term, which is the nth term of the arithmetic sequence, we use a formula here, okay? So what this says is, N represents the term, 3 is term 1, 5 is term 2, term 3, term 4, and so on, okay? So this is just saying that this is term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4, so this would be the unknown term that you're trying to find. All right, the sequence starts with 3. The common difference is 2. You can use the first term and the common difference to write a rule. Okay, so here's the rule. And it's right here. I'm just going to repeat it so I can explain it. A subscript N, A subscript 1 plus N minus 1 D. Okay. A to the nth is the unknown term you're trying to find. Okay? A subscribe 1 is your first term. All right. And D is the common difference, or the pattern. Okay, so let's apply this rule. Find the indicated term of the arithmetic sequence. Okay, so start with your formula first. Okay, so N is going to equal 16. That's the unknown. So we're trying to find, this is the 16th term. Okay, our first term is 4. N is 16. The difference. Okay, well we need to find the difference. What's the pattern here? How do we get from 4 to 8? Add 4. 8 to 12, add 4. 12 to 16, add 4. So that's going to be 4.